guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for stopping by. So for today's video, I'm going to bring to you a rib recipe. You know, it's been a while, so I want to bring you another one, and I'm going to show you how to make a finger licking good homemade sauce. So if you want to see what I mean, keep watching. But before we get started, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. And don't forget to click on that bell notification just in case when I do put up a video, you'll be the first to know, okay? So enough talking, let's go ahead and get cooking. So I really love this recipe and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take the ribs out of the package and give it a nice wash and clean. We clean meat around here, so that's what I'm doing. And right now I'm just going to take a knife and just trim off some of the excess fat. Now, whenever I make ribs, this is something that I also like to do. I also like to remove the membrane from the back of the ribs. Now, this is optional. You don't really have to do it, but it's just, again, something that I just like to do whenever I make ribs. So now my ribs are nice and clean. I'm just going to put it on a baking dish. This is what they look like, and I'm just going to take it over to the counter. And by the way, the ribs that I usually like to make are pork ribs. I just think they taste a lot better. So before I do anything, I'm just going to grab a paper towel and just pat them dry because you want to take as much moisture off the meat as possible. So for now, I'm just going to put them to the side and I'm going to make a dry rub. So in a medium separate bowl, I'm going to add a half a cup of dark brown sugar. I have a tablespoon of dried mustard, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 1 tablespoon of sea salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And just grab a spatula or a spoon and just mix everything together. And so right now I'm just going to add the dry rub all over the meat and make sure you hit the front and the back. And I love dry rubs. It just adds so much flavor to your meat. And if you want to take it up a notch, you can even let it marinate overnight for 24 hours before you put it in the oven. But I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in the oven today. But yeah, this is a really delicious dry rub and I really recommend you guys try it. So these are what the ribs are looking like. They look amazing already. And before I do anything, I'm going to wrap it completely in some aluminum foil before I put it in the oven and make sure that it's wrapped completely, that you don't have any openings or holes in the foil. And so before I put it in the oven, I'm just going to put it on a baking dish or a cookie sheet just so that none of the juice spill out all over the oven and make a mess. And I've already preheated the oven at 275 degrees and I'm going to let this bake off for 2.5 to 3 hours. And while the ribs are cooking, let's get started on this yummy sauce. So in a separate saucepan, I'm going to add a half a cup of dark brown sugar along with a half a cup of honey, a third of a cup of low sodium soy sauce, a third of a cup of some really good balsamic vinegar, also 1 chopped garlic clove, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, and for a little spicy kick, 1 teaspoon of sriracha sauce. And you want to give it a big stir, just making sure that the brown sugar is completely dissolved. And I went ahead and I combined 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 tablespoon of water, and this is what's going to help thicken up the sauce. And you want your sauce to simmer over medium heat for 10 to 15 minutes, and you want to constantly stir it. You don't want to take your eye off of it because you don't want it to stick to the bottom or you don't want it to burn, so make sure that you keep an eye on it. And after 15 minutes, the consistency is very thick and syrupy, just how I like it. It's perfect. So I just took the ribs out the oven after 2.5 hours of baking, and now I'm ready to start brushing this delicious sauce all over the ribs, and make sure you put it all on, you guys. Do not miss a spot. And I'm sure you just want to dig in right now, but before you do that, I'm just going to let the sauce caramelize in the oven, and I set the oven to broil, and I'm going to sit it in the oven for 2 minutes. Oh, and make sure you keep a close eye on it because you don't want it to burn. Okay, so after 2 minutes, this is what your ribs are gonna look like. The sauce is beautiful and caramelized. And before I do anything, I'm just gonna let it sit and let it cool down for 10 minutes so that all the juices can redistribute. So after 10 minutes of cooling down, I'm just taking a knife and begin cutting some slices, and the meat is so nice and tender, especially after cooking at a very low heat at 275. The meat is going to fall off the bone. Now before I dig in, I just want to top it off with some sesame seeds and some chopped green onions, and make sure to enjoy it while it's nice and hot. But we are done, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Share it with everybody you know. Follow me, tag me on Instagram, take a picture. I would love to see it. And if you give this recipe a try, please comment down below and let me know what you think. Now wait, you guys, before you leave, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting that subscriber button down at the bottom. And if you want to see another video, go ahead and click that box you see over there. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate you all, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye-bye.